Hi everyone, namaste. Welcome to Asana with Erin. I am Erin. Today I'm going to bring you all a short sequence that is for those of you who play golf. I have a family who absolutely loves golf. I watched my older brother play competitively almost his whole life, and my parents also played my entire childhood and still continue to play now. I don't claim to know everything about golf, and I certainly don't really play myself. Shh. But I do know that yoga is so helpful for people who do play golf, not only because it helps you to strengthen the muscles that help you in your golf game, but it also helps provide a lot of flexibility in certain areas like the hips, the chest, the shoulders, areas that are very much needed in the golf swing. One of my favorite things that yoga can help with when it comes to golf is the mental training that it provides. Yoga teaches us how to overcome challenges and how to deal with challenging moments, which is incredibly important in the golf game. Golf is not just a physical game, it is so much a mental game. So yoga can really help to train the mind, really help you to improve your focus, and also help you to understand how to use your breath in a way that will be beneficial for you. We're actually going to do a little bit of breath work at the end of our practice that I think would be amazing for you all to practice when you're on the course or when you're doing your warm-up or anything like that. What you're going to need today is your mat and possibly any props that you might need, like a block or a strap. I'm not going to be practicing with any props simply because I don't have any at home and I don't have access to any during this COVID situation. But if you need a block or a strap, have one close by, and that is all you're going to need today besides yourself and a positive mindset. So go ahead and unroll your mat and let's get started. Let's do some yoga. Alright guys, so once you've unrolled your mats, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin in an easy sit position, and I'm going to turn to face you all so that you can see me better, but it's basically just a crisscross position, crisscross applesauce if you want to call it that. And if this is painful in any way in your hips, you can always take a block or a pillow, a blanket, and just kind of sit on it, put your sit bones on it so that you're a little elevated away from the mat. But if this feels all right, then just stay here. And once you've adjusted yourself the way that you need to, take your palms to your thighs, palms facing down or palms facing up. Whichever one feels the best for you, the most natural for you, take that one today. All right? And we're just gonna sit here and begin our practice taking about 10 breaths just to kind of get our mind focused, get our breath involved with our body, and really just set ourselves up for a great practice ahead. So begin to soften into your hands. Let your palms begin to come to an easy, restful position. Take your shoulders and roll them down away from your ears. Sitting into your sit bones, drawing your lower belly in, and just letting your eyes fixate on one position, keeping your gaze soft, your face soft, and beginning to just breathe. Maybe taking a couple of cleansing breaths. Cleansing breath is breath in through the nose and an exhale out of the mouth. And when you take these breaths, think about on your inhale, your belly filling up, getting nice and big like a balloon. And on each exhale, you're fully letting that balloon deflate, the belly coming in, up and back. And as you are becoming in touch with your breath, just noticing where in your body you're holding a bit of tension. Maybe in the knees, the thighs, face. And using each exhale to just sort of let go. I know we hear that phrase quite often, and it can very much sound easier said than done. But we truly do have control over our thoughts, and we have control over a good part of our physical body. And we do have that choice to just let go when we need to. Taking 2 more breaths. Finishing out that last exhale. And we're going to take this into a little lateral stretch. The legs will stay just as they are. Plant your left hand down to the outside of your left hip. And on your inhale, reach your right arm up and over. If you'd like, you can bend into your left elbow to take the pose a little bit further. But you want to go to where it feels like a cross between a good challenge and it feels good in the body as well. Not letting the chest collapse, so pulling that right shoulder slightly back, lengthening out of that right side body. 1 more breath here. On your next inhale, slowly coming back up, we switch our sides, plant that right palm down, and inhale, the left arm comes up and over, bending into that right elbow, if you did on the other side. And again, working to keep that left shoulder back so the chest feels exalted and open here. 1 more breath, still breathing deep into that low belly. On your next inhale, coming back up center line, and we're just going to take a little twist here. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Place your right hand behind you. Come onto your fingertips of your right hand. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe in. And as you exhale, twisting to the right. Using a little bit of pressure, pressing that left hand into the right thigh. And pressing the right fingertips down so that you can twist deeper. We don't want a closed chest here. So make sure you're nice and lifted, twisting up and out of the waist. On your next exhale, coming back center line, and we switch our sides. Right hand goes to the outside of your left thigh. Left palm comes behind you. Come on the fingertips, sit up nice and tall on an inhale breath. And as you exhale, begin to use a little bit of pressure to turn and twist. This time that left shoulder, left rib cage is coming slightly back, getting that twist, getting up and out of the waist to get long here in the spine. And as you exhale, coming back center line, we're going to take this into a tabletop position. I'm going to face back towards the front of my mat. Go ahead and come into that nice tabletop position here. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. The tops of the feet can be down or your toes can be tucked. You choose what feels best for you. And from here, we bring it into a couple of cat-cows. Take a deep inhale breath. And as you exhale, starting to round from your tailbone, moving all the way up your spine. And then when you get to your head, tuck your chin to your chest. On an inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, belly drops down, and your tailbone lifts last. Doing this again, moving like a waterfall, rounding, starting from your tailbone as you exhale, and then tucking the chin to the chest. Lift the chin, lift the chest, inhale breath, belly drops down, tailbone lifts last. Let's do one more. Exhale, rounding, moving like a nice waterfall, curling up and tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, belly drops down, tailbone lifts last. And then bring your spine back to that neutral tabletop position. Tuck your toes behind you if you haven't already. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale breath, and as you exhale, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Now we'll get our positioning right by rocking forward, coming into a high push-up plank. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, squeezing into the thighs, and from here, just pressing your hips up and back. This is the proper distance for your down dog. And we want to create strength in the down dog. So pressing the heels down, squeezing into the thighs. We want straight legs here. Pulling the low belly in, pressing the chest back towards the thighs as the crown of the head comes towards the mat. Pressing into your hands, firmly creating that grip into the mat. And we find this beautiful down dog position. From here, we're going to step the left foot up for a low lunge. Stepping the left foot in between both of your hands, bringing the back knee down, top of the foot down. Inhale the arms up for low lunge. Press your hips forward, getting some length here into that right hip flexor. Take your hands to the mat, tuck your back toes, step back into a high push-up plank. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Tops of your feet go down. Take your palms 12 inches out in front of you. Press into your palms and lift your chest, creating straight arms here. This is your low cobra. If your chest is sinking, think about rolling your shoulders back and lifting your chest as if someone had a string attached to it, pulling it up. Good. Exhale, lower back down. Palms come by your breastbone, tuck the toes, and press up and back into your down dog. We do the right side. Step your right foot in between your hands. Lower the back knee down, top of the foot down. Inhale the arms, low lunge, stretching the hips forward towards that right heel. Hands come down. Step back into a high push-up plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Take your palms 12 inches in front, press and lift, low cobra. Using active strength in your thighs here. Press your thighs down, squeeze your legs together. Exhale, press up and back, down dog. We're gonna do this again. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Back knee comes down, top of the foot down. Inhale the arms, low lunge. Hands to the mat, step back, high push-up plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Tops of feet go down, leave your hands where they are. Press into your palms and lift your chest. This is your Cobra pose. We're using as little arm strength as possible. I'm squeezing my legs together and lifting my chest up, using more upper and lower back strength. Shoulders come away from the ears. Good. Exhale. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, lower the back knee down, top of the foot down, inhale the arms, low lunge. Hands to the mat, step back, high push-up plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Tops of feet go down, press into your palms and lift your chest, Cobra. Lengthening through the front part of your body. You're pressing your palms down lightly and almost pulling them back towards your body so that you can peel your chest through. Exhale, lower down. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Now let's do that one more time. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Lower the back knee down. Inhale the arms, low lunge. Starting to feel those hips loosen up, opening here. Hands come down to the mat, step it back, high push-up plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. This time, take your hands outside the mat, press into your fingertips, and lift. This is your auspicious Cobra. Now we don't want the shoulders to be sinking up into the ears, so roll them down and lift. Use some strength here. Exhale, lower, pressing up and back, down dog. Right side, we take the right foot up, back knee comes down, inhale the arms, low lunge. Hands to the mat, step back, high push-up plank. Exhale, lower, slow to the ground. Tops of feet go down, hands go wide and high, press into your fingertips and lift without sinking into the chest. Use some of your leg strength, roll the shoulders down, lift the chest. Exhale, coming up and back, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Finishing out that last exhale breath. We're going to take this up into a couple of standing poses. These poses will create strength and will also help to improve focus. Step the left foot up in between your hands, spin your right heel down, and come up into warrior one. Bend your left knee so it stacks right over top of your left ankle. And your back leg, that right leg on this side, is straight and strong. We're creating power in the legs here by pressing down into the heels. Now the hips are not going to square completely forward, but our chest can. So think about lifting your ribs up out of your waist and turning the chest to face forward. You're bringing your left shoulder, left rib cage slightly back, and the right ribs slightly forward. The arms are engaged here, reaching them up through the fingertips without shrugging the shoulders. Bring your hands down to the mat, framing your left foot. Step back into a high push-up plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. And we're going to take Bhujangasana Cobra, pressing into your palms and lifting into the chest. We've done this pose before. We're just getting even more open into that front side body and into the spine. Exhale, lowering, pressing up and back, down dog. We mirror and match our sides. So we do the right side. The right foot steps up in between your hands. Spin the left heel down and come up, find your warrior one. Bend the right knee over the right ankle. The back leg, left leg straight and strong. Press into both of your heels. Lift the ribs up out of the waist and turn the chest to face forward. Using a little belly strength here. And then finding stillness in your pose and working to just build into that foundation here. It may feel challenging, but this is where we learn how to confront challenges in our lives. Good. Bring your hands to the mat, frame your right foot. Step back, high push-up plank. Exhale, lowering to the mat. Tops of the feet go down. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Lift. Exhale, press up and back, down dog. We come into that warrior one again, left side. Step your left foot up for warrior one, spin the right heel down, come on up. We know the pose now, so creating stillness once you get into it and really grounding down into your pose. From our warrior one, we're going to transition now into warrior two. So on your next exhale, opening up into warrior two. You take the arms out into a T, turning the chest to face towards the right side of your mat. And we want the chest to be fully open. Collarbones spreading away from one another. The gaze is over the left fingertips. The left knee is over the left ankle, and that right foot is stamping down as you make that back leg straight and strong. Good. Exhale, windmill your hands down, frame your left foot, step back, plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. We come to Cobra again. Inhale, press into the palms and lift the chest. Use some thigh strength here. Exhale, lower and come up and back, down dog. Step your right foot up. Warrior one, spinning that left heel down, that back leg straight and strong. Right knee is right over that right ankle. Turning and opening the chest. Tucking the tail under slightly. And we come into warrior two as you exhale. Open the arms into a T. Gaze over the right fingertips. That back leg stays straight and strong. The right knee stays over that right ankle. Don't let that right knee come inward. Pressing it out towards that pinky toe. Left shoulder comes slightly back. Collarbones spreading away from one another. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back, plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lowering. Press up and back into your down dog. We go through one more standing sequence. This one will incorporate a little bit of balance work. Something that's very important, necessary in the golf game. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Spin the right heel down, coming into that warrior one. This time we take this into our warrior three. Bring your hands to your heart center. On an inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Come to the ball of your back foot. And as you exhale, giddy up, pressing into your left foot and letting your right leg come up behind you. You only hinge forward as much as that back leg can lift. Eventually, the entire upper body and back leg will be parallel to the mat. But until then, we work with creating sort of like a seesaw with the upper body and the back leg. Everything should be in line. We're gonna step back into our warrior one. Micro bend your standing leg and step into your warrior one. From here, we come down into our easy twist. On your exhale, take your right hand inside your left foot. Come to the ball of your right foot, and as you inhale, reach your left arm up and twist your chest. Keep your hips center line. Don't let your left hip shift out to the left. Good. Lower your hands down. Bring both of your hands to the inside of your left foot and shimmy your left foot to the inside edge of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Top of the foot goes down. If you have a block and you need one, place it right next to your left foot. Otherwise, you'll lower both of your elbows down to the inside of your left leg. Now, if this is painful in any way, then you just come back up onto your palms, okay? Think about hugging that left knee into your left shoulder, almost like your left knee is going to kiss your left shoulder. Good. If you're on your forearms, press into your palms and come back up, straight arms. Tuck your right toes and step back, high push-up plank. As you exhale, lower down. Tops of feet go down. Inhale into that Cobra. Exhale, press up and back, down dog. Now, of course, we have to do this on the other side as well. So we start with that right side. The right foot steps up in between your hands. Spin the left heel down and come up, warrior one. Bring the hands to heart center. As you exhale, lengthen forward, come to the ball of your left foot, and then stepping into that right foot, coming into your warrior three. Hopefully you don't have a plant in your way like I do. Finding again engagement into your lower belly. Let your shoulders come away from your ears. Engage into your left thigh. We're going to step back, warrior one, micro bend your standing leg. Step that left foot back and come into your warrior one. We come into our easy twist. On your exhale, take your left hand into the inside of your right foot. Come to the ball of your left foot. And as you inhale, the right arm reaches up and we twist. Keeping your hips in the center. Good. Lower your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Toe heel your foot over a little bit. And take that back knee down, top of the foot down. We come into that lizard pose again. If you used a block on the other side, take it right on beside your right foot. And otherwise, lower down onto your forearms. And again, you might need to stay on your hands or your palms for this one. That's perfectly fine. Wherever you are, breathing into the hips. Compressing that right knee in towards your right shoulder, just letting it kind of kiss your shoulder. Pressing into your palms. Tuck your back toes, step your right foot back high, push up plank. And as you exhale, slowly come all the way down to the mat. Inhale, Cobra, pressing into the palms and lifting the chest. We know this pose well now. And as you exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We're going to be coming to the back of our mats. So start to walk your hands back to your toes. When you get to the back of your mat, inhale and slowly come upright. And we're going to take two balancing poses. We begin with Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Bring your feet closer together, toes, heels, ankles to touch at the center line of your mat. Now there's a little variation to this pose, and I'm going to offer it, but don't feel like you have to take it. Take whatever is working for you today, whatever is the most beneficial. Bring your hands to your hips, roll your shoulders back, elbows point slightly back. Take some weight onto your right foot, engage your right thigh, and inhale your left leg up to a hip height. Flex your left toes towards your nose. You should look like a lowercase h from the side. Now you can either stay here, or on an exhale, slowly go down, grabbing underneath your left foot, and as you inhale, bringing the knee up into your chest, standing tall. It's all right if you wobble a little bit. And as you exhale, pressing the foot into your hands, bringing the leg out to a hip height. Don't let your foot pull your shoulders forward. We want a nice open chest here. Roll your shoulders back, opening the chest, drawing the lower belly in. Good. On your exhale, place your left foot back down by your right. Bring your hands to your hips, roll the shoulders back, elbows point towards the back wall. We go to the other side. Take your weight onto your left foot, engage your left thigh, and on an inhale, bring your right leg up to hip height. Flex the right toes towards your nose. Standing tall out of your waist here, getting a long spine. Either staying here or on an exhale breath, going down, grabbing underneath the foot. Inhale, bringing the knee up into the chest. And as you exhale, pressing the foot into the hands. And again, wherever you are, not letting the chest sink forward, but rolling the shoulders back so the chest is open. Grounding into the standing leg, engaging that left thigh. Good. Lower that right leg back down to meet your left. Take a breath. All right, so now we're going to take it into eagle. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see me better. But you're going to, let me come more center line. So inhale the arms above your head and exhale, bring them out into a T. Take your left elbow underneath your right and pancake your hands together at the top. If this is painful, just simply skip that last step and wrap your arms and grab the backs of your shoulders. On your exhale, sit down into a small chair. Take your left leg, lift it up and over your right, crossing it here, leaving the foot out, or there's an option as well to wrap that foot behind the right calf, whichever feels the most beneficial for you. Start to squeeze your inner thighs together. Your low belly comes in, shoulder blades go down the back, and your elbows stay elevated here. Breathing one more breath. As you inhale, slowly come upright, unwind your hands, inhale them up, and exhale, bring them to a T. Take your right elbow underneath your left and pancake your hands together, or simply wrap your arms and grab the backs of your shoulders. On your exhale, sitting down into a small chair, take your right leg this time, lift it up and over your left, crossing your legs and sitting down. I always like to make the joke that it's kind of like the position you're in if you have to go to the bathroom really badly. That's sort of what we're thinking of here. Squeezing those thighs in towards one another, keeping a long spine by tucking that tail under, sitting the tailbone down towards that bottom heel. Chest is lifted, elbows are elevated. Good. On your next inhale, unwind. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, bring them down by your sides. And step to the back of my mat. We're going to forward fold here and walk the hands back out, finding the downward dog position. We come into our half pigeon here, left side first. Bring the feet closer together. Inhale your left leg sky high, and as you exhale, bring it forward. Left knee towards left wrist, left foot towards right wrist. The back leg straightens out behind you and you bring the top of your right foot down. Sit up nice and tall. Now if you have a big gap between your left hip and the ground, you can just take a block or a pillow and place it underneath your hip to kind of square out your hips. You can also bring this left foot closer to your body or further away, depending on what feels best, where you feel the hips deepening the most. All right, so sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, lengthen and come forward. Place your hands onto the mat in front of you, and then maybe working yourself down. So perhaps coming onto your forearms, or coming all the way down, putting your forehead onto the mat. And once you get here, really breathing into your hips, finding any places where you're just feeling a lot of catching or resistance. Perhaps you're having that feeling of sheer panic. You can feel your muscles panicking here. Just take some nice long deep breaths and sort of just talk to yourself, talk to your muscles, tell them it's all right. Let them start to open, let them start to ease into the pose. On your next inhale, walk yourself back up. Tuck your back toes and just press up and back into your downward facing dog. We'll do the right side. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale your right leg sky high. And then exhale, bring it through. Right knee towards right wrist, right foot towards left wrist. Extend that back leg long behind you and adjust yourself the same way you did on the other side. So maybe use a block. Maybe shimmy that foot a little more forward or a little more back, and then sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, lengthen and come down. Either come onto your palms, your forearms, or you can come all the way down onto your forehead. You want to come to a place where you can feel that hip beginning to open. It might be a place that feels a little uncomfortable at first, but this is where we teach the body what to do in uncomfortable situations. This is where we teach the mind how to handle situations that are a little challenging or a little uncomfortable. We learn how to focus, we learn how to calm the mind down, and to focus on what's real. On your next inhale, walk yourself back up. This time, just shift your weight onto your right hip and bring that left leg forward. We're going to roll down onto our backs. Scooting yourself up so your feet are at the top edge of your mat so you have some room, and then lying down onto your back. So we're going to take it into our bridge pose, and this is excellent for creating length in the spine and in the chest, opening up the chest. Take your arms down by your sides. If your middle fingers can touch the backs of your heels, that's great. If not, it's all right, but get them as close to your fingers as you can. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, press into your heels and lift your hips up. As your hips are lifting, get your shoulders to come underneath you. Maybe even taking an interlace grip with your hands under your body. Think about releasing the squeezing in your glutes and instead pressing into your heels, strengthening in the thighs and getting the chest to come closer to the face. On your exhale, slowly come back down, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees flop open left and right. We'll take 2 breaths. Take your hands to the outsides of your thighs and use them to close your knees together. Rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. I'm going to turn to face towards you, but you can stay facing towards the top of your mat. Find an easy sit position, just like we did at the beginning of our practice. We're going to go into a little breathing exercise, and I'm going to allow you to count your own breaths so that you don't feel pressured or feel like you're going to someone else's momentum. But I'll show you the basics first before we begin. So it's called alternate nostril breathing, which means we'll breathe in through one side of the nose and exhale out the other side. The fingers that we'll use to close our nostrils are going to be the middle finger and the ring finger. Those will be together. And then we'll use our thumb for the right nostril. So this is what it looks like. You don't have to start now. I'll just demo it for you. So the ring finger and the middle finger will go to the left nostril, and the thumb will go to the right nostril. You'll plug the right nostril with your right thumb and inhale breath to the top. When I'm ready to exhale, I take my middle and ring finger and close my left nostril, releasing my right thumb, and I exhale out the other side. All right? So we're going to take 10 breaths here. All right? So go ahead and set yourself up, closing that right nostril with your thumb, and begin. Making sure that each time you inhale with one nostril, you're getting to the top of your breath, and then switching the nostril and exhaling out the other side. Finishing out your last round. And releasing your arms down. We're going to lie back down onto our mats. So coming all the way back down, bending the knees and putting the feet on the mat, we come into a supine twist. Lift your hips up and move them over to the left side of your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your arms out into a goalpost position or a T position and drop your knees to the right. We want to stack the knees on top of one another and the hips on top of one another. The chest is opening here. If the left shoulder is all the way down, you can look over to the left side. Otherwise, your gaze just goes straight up to the ceiling. Inhale your top leg, followed by your bottom leg. Put your feet back on the mat, lift your hips up and over to the right. Hug your knees into your chest, and exhale, drop your knees to the left. Again, on this side, stacking the knees, stacking the hips. And if your right shoulder is all the way down, you can look over to the right. Otherwise, just gaze straight up at the ceiling. Inhale your top leg, followed by your bottom leg. Plant your feet down and shift your hips so that they are center lined on your mat. And extend one leg at a time down. Take your arms down by your sides. Let your feet Flop open, left and right. Let your arms be soft by your sides. Your palms are nice and loose. Fingers may be curling in towards the center of your palm. Close your eyes from top to bottom. Create some softness in your face and in your jaw. And rest. Shavasana.